This live event is brought to you in part by the YES Fund. The Youth Education Services Fund is a joint initiative of the bowling industry dedicated to development and marketing of youth bowling at all levels. The YES Fund is generously supported by its founding partners: Brunswick, Columbia 300, Ebonite, 900 Global, Hammer, Cubica AMF, Rotogrid, Storm, and Track. For more information about the YES Fund, contact Chad Murphy at the Bowling Proprietors Association of America.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Number one, let's go.
Bowl TV has a new address. All of the video features, coaching tips, and live events you've been watching for years are still available on bowl.com, but now there's a new YouTube home for all things bowling. Bowl TV has its own channel, and it's so easy to find. YouTube.com/BowlTV. That's it, and you never know what you'll see. If you've previously been following us on the Grow the Sport channel, it will still be there, but very soon all new videos will only be available on the Bowl TV channel. So please take the time to subscribe today. That way you'll be among the first to know as soon as a new video is posted or a live event gets underway. There are big things happening on Bowl TV. Don't miss a minute. Click on subscribe and let the good times roll.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in and for your patience as we wait for the start of the semifinals in the women's division here at the Hoosier Classic. Still wrapping up one of the quarterfinals, which we can kind of see off in the distance here. It's Pikeville and Lindenwood tied at 2 apiece. And Pikeville has just won the match 3-2. So Pikeville is going to move on, take on Wichita State. And Newman's going to take on McKendree in our semifinals. They should get started in just a couple of minutes here, so stay tuned. And we're ready to get started with the semifinals here in the women's division at the Backhaul Direct Hoosier Classic. It's Wichita State versus Pikeville and Newman versus McKendree. Again, best of 5 format here in the semifinals, the same as we've seen all day long. First team to win 3 points wins the match. You win a point by winning a game. Ties are a half a point each. If we're tied at 2.5, 2.5, it goes to total pinfall to determine the winner. First shot for Newman. Newman taking on McKendree. Brandy Branca starts things off with a strike for McKendree. Wichita State in the yellow, Pikeville in the black on this pair. And it's a washout to open things up for the Shockers. Back-to-back strikes for McKendree to open up the game as they jump out to an early lead. Second frame for Newman. Wichita State looking at potential back-to-back opens, but nope. Allie Jams converts the split. Still an 11-pin deficit for Wichita State. McKendree leads by 12. Wichita State still down by 12 pins after 3 frames against Pikeville. And we will send you over to McKendree and Newman. Washout for the Jets. Pin lead for McKendree, pending the spare by Newman. McKendree up in the 6th frame. We're in game 1 of the semifinal. And for those of you who missed the roller coaster, there it is again, the quick version. I'll slow it down for you next time. Jazreel Tan up for Wichita State in the 5th. There you go. Take the roller coaster over to our other semifinal. Missed single pin by Jazreel. Don't see that very often. The Singaporean with the missed makeable. Ah, there's a nice looking strike for McKendree, as they look to extend their lead, since Newman left a split here in the 6th frame. If you're just tuning in, the lane conditions here in the bracket competition of this tournament very difficult. I was talking to Wichita State head coach Mark Lewis. He said that the lanes change so fast, and it makes it really difficult, as McKendree puts a double on the board. It's a 42-foot pattern, 1-to-1 ratio, so it's completely flat. There's not any definition in the pattern. And these matches all start on fresh, so it makes it really difficult, really puts an emphasis on shot making. If you miss by just a little bit, you're going to pay a big price for that. And Coach Lewis was telling me that this 42-foot pattern can turn into a 48-foot pattern in just a matter of frames as you push the oil down the lane. Back to back to back for McKendree. 3 strikes in a row, as they are on their way to an easy Game 1 victory. Well, Wichita State had a double before that one and looking to mount a comeback. They still trail by 18, though. There's a strike for Newman, but it looks like it's going to be too little too late. Oh, and Tanya Ramapur of Indonesia wraps the washout for the open. Pikeville with a strike in the 8th frame, as they now have a 19-pin lead. .210 for McKendree. They have shut out Newman. This one not quite decided yet, Pikeville and Wichita State, but it would be decided if Pikeville were to strike here in the 9th frame. There's the strike for the double, heading into the 10th frame, and the only hope for Wichita State is for Jazreel Tan to strike out for 188. And for Disaster to strike for Pikeville in the 10th. But Jazzy does not strike, and Pikeville is going to take game 1. McKendree wins 210 to 193 against Newman. Open in the 10th for Pikeville, but they had enough to still lock up the win. Pikeville shoots 176 for Pikeville, and Wichita State 168 for the Shockers. So McKendree and Pikeville with 1-0 leads. This best of 5. Semifinal matchups. The winners will advance to bowl for the title. McKendree gets things started off with a strike here in game 2. And congratulations to Great Dane in the chat who bowled 300 last week. Back-to-back jacks to start game 2 for McKendree. as they open up a slight early lead. Open frame for Newman. It's a 22-pin lead for McKendree. Bucket for Wichita State. Gives Pikeville the edge in count. So a 4-pin lead for U-Pike. This is game 2 of the semifinals. U-Pike leading Wichita State 1-0, and McKendree up 1-0 on Newman. There's another connection for a double for McKendree to extend their lead. Still a 4-pin lead for Pikeville against Wichita State. Brinka looking down at a 6-7-10 split here for McKendree. And that's not going to get the spare. It's an open frame. McKendree still up by about a mark here. 7-pin lead for McKendree. Pikeville with a strike in the 5th from former Team USA member Kim Eulis. While Jazreel Tan, the anchor for Wichita State, converts the 2-4-5 for the spare. Still a 4-pin difference, but Pikeville can take a 14-pin lead here if they can be the first team to double in this game. And they do get the 7 to go down a little bit late for the double and a 14-pin lead for U-Pike. Seven frames now completed in this matchup between Newman and McKendree, and it's a 9-pin lead for McKendree. Just does make the 10-pin there. Pikeville up by 14 against Wichita State. Washout for Wichita State. Extends the lead for Pikeville to 18 pins. Don't forget to tune in for our special show on Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to announce the teams that advanced to the college bowling postseason, along with what sectional they've been assigned to. 4 p.m. right here on Bowl TV on Wednesday afternoon. Washout is good for Wichita State. Allie Ijams with the spare. They still trail by 16 pins with 3 frames to go. Newman still down 10 to McKendree. McKendree up now in the 10th frame. Chance to put this one away. That one is going way left and leaves the 5-6. A very awkward leave there. And that'll give Newman some hope here. Wichita State trying to put something together at the end of this game to mount a comeback. And there's a strike from Ramampur in the 8th. Open frame for McKendree in the 10th. They shoot 190. Newman is going to need 9 spare 9 to win by 1. Big shot here for new Junior Team USA member Kelsey Muther. In the 9th frame, looking for the double. And she gets it. Meanwhile, Newman struck on the first shot in the 10th. They just need 8 pins on 2 shots to win game 2. If both teams strike out in the 10th frame in this match, Pikeville would finish with 227, Wichita State 221. It's very close. And it's a washout, a 1-6-10 for Pikeville. Forces Jezreel Tan to get the first one here in the 10th, though. and good count. And that's providing that Euless makes the washout. Jazzy Fresh gets the first one in the 10th. Newman takes game 2 against McKendree, 191 to 190. They got just enough in the 10th. Huge washout conversion attempt here for Pikeville. It's the 1-6-10, and she got it. A great spare conversion. Pikeville can max out now at 207 with a strike on the fill. Which would force Jazreel Tan here to get 7 spare to win by 1, I believe. And Jazzy gets a strike on the second shot in the 10th, and the Shockers even it up with Pikeville. So both matches tied 1-1. (221-205). Wichita State beats Pikeville in game 2. Once again, both matches are tied at 1. Open frame for McKendree in the second. And Newman looking at a 3-7-8. Baby split with the sleeper. Little wiggle on that 10 pin, but it doesn't go down. It's a 2-pin lead for Newman. They're going to have to respot that 10 pin. That one comes up light, leaves the 2-pin for the Bearcats. Wichita State opened this game with a with a split in the first for an open, and now a bucket. Wichita State looking to clean up the bucket here. After back-to-back opens by Wichita State, Pikeville has taken a 13-pin lead. Pikeville looking for a double. Good shot, leaves the 7. Well, as we were away, McKendree with another strike for a turkey. McKendree's opened up a big lead on Newman here in game 3. Things not going well this game for Wichita State. They've got 3 opens already, and now a baby split by Jazreel's hand. It's a 22-pin lead for Pikeville, as both teams have completed 4 frames. And Jazzy manages to convert the baby split. McKendree up by a couple of marks here against Newman. As McKendree in the 9th frame already with that split. Newman still working back in the 7th frame. Wichita State only has 70 in the 6th frame. They trail by 36 pins to Pikeville this game. Eighth frame for Newman. And another open frame for Wichita State. And a split in the 10th for McKendree. But an open by Newman, so McKendree's still going to win the game, it looks like. A little hard to tell when they get that far ahead. Yeah, there's still a chance for Newman to win the game. If they can strike out, they can shoot 179. And McKendree, with one here of these two pins, would shoot 178. And that'll give McKendree the win. Another missed single pin for Wichita State. They have 88 in the 8th frame. Going to be an easy victory here in game 3 for Pikeville, as McKendree and Newman wrap up game number 3. Congratulations to Scott Newell on winning the PBA stop today in Columbus. Scott, a good friend of mine, grew up bowling with him in junior leagues back in Florida. It's nice to see Scott take the title out there at the Rickert Ford Open. Starting game 4. McKendree up 2-1 on Newman, and Pikeville up 2-1 on Wichita State. McKendree out to another quick start here with a double, followed by that 10-pin. They have a slight lead early on here in game 4. Wichita State started with a strike. Now the single pin leave. Another missed spare by Wichita State. Missed spares really hurting them today. Open frame by Newman in the second. They now trail by 24 pins against McKendree. Double for Wichita State. matches the double just put on the board by Pikeville. There's a double by Newman. Newman cuts it to 14. There's a split in the sixth by McKendree. That'll tighten things up a little bit. Still a 13-pin lead for McKendree. Wichita State had 3 in a row before that shot by Holly Harris. They lead by 10 against Pikeville. After that open by Wichita State, now a 2-pin lead for Pikeville as we head over to McKendree and Newman in the 8th frame. McKendree with a split, but it breaks up, leaves just the 4-pin standing. iJams leaves the 10-pin for Wichita State. Open frame for McKendree. A 4-9 split for Wichita State. Now they send in the sub to shoot the washout. Gets the job done. And a weird looking split there for Pikeville. A 2-7-8-10. And a 2-5-7 split for McKendree. And Newman takes control now, up by 1. What a split conversion there in the 9th frame for McKendree. As they stay within 1. And Tanya just does miss the 4-9 split in the 8th, but as you can see, that wicked looking 2-7-8-10 split for Pikeville. This has a chance. Oh, almost makes it. That would have been pretty cool if she could have covered that one up. Wichita State leads by 2. Double for Newman. And they surge into the lead by 11 pins heading into the 10th frame. Oh, there's the Jersey squasher right there for a strike from Branca. She could strike him out for 191. And that would force Newman to get the first one right here. Oh, that's it. That's a winner. Newman's going to even up 2-2. A split in the 10th, or sorry, in the 9th for Pikeville. And it looks like we're going to have a game 5 over there as well. $196-180. Newman takes game 4. And Wichita State going to force a game 5 here against Pikeville. Wichita State 180 to 153 over U-Pike. So we're 2-2 in that match, as these teams are battling for spots in the championship, which will immediately follow. The pin pops back on the deck, but leaves that 10 pin still standing there. Wichita State starts off with a strike in game 5. Back-to-back strikes for McKendry. So they take an 8-pin lead. So making a 2-pin lead for McKendry. Wichita has started with a double. Goes Brooklyn, and Tanya calls it. So 3 strikes in a row to start for Wichita State. Open frame for Newman as that sleeper causes a little havoc back there. And Wichita State make it 4 in a row. They do. Front 4 for Wichita State. Can the Shockers make it the front 5? They do. Jesse Tan with another strike. There's a double for Newman. Baby split for McKendree. Wichita has the front 5, and Pikeville has yet to strike through 4 frames. And they have 1 open. Open frame for McKendree. And Wichita's run of strikes comes to an end with the single pin leave. Very close game here between McKendree and Newman. It's a 9-pin lead for Newman with the spare here. Covers it up. Euless gives Pikeville a strike. They are in a huge hole, though. Pikeville down 55 pins to Wichita State halfway through this game. IJams delivers a nice looking strike there in the 7th. Looks like Wichita State's on their way to the title match. Cuts it a little thin, but does make the single pin. Oh, great shot by Newman. It leaves the 7-pin. They lead by 8. Hit there for a strike for McKendree. Much needed strike for the Bearcats. McKendree can put a double on the board. They can take the lead. Open frame for Wichita State breathes a little bit of life into Pikeville. Ninth frame. And McKendree can take the lead here with a strike. We'll flip over to Pikeville real fast. And it's a bucket. And now a 2-4-5 for McKendree. She'll search for the spare ball to shoot this one most likely. Or she'll take off the wrist brace, actually. Newman still hanging on to a very slim single-digit lead here in the final stages of Game 5. Wichita State doesn't even need a mark to shut out Pikeville. Spare is good in the 8th frame for Newman. They lead by 6. McKendree's already finished the 9th frame. Wichita State's going to move on and bowl for the title. Couple of big shots here in the 10th frame for Brandy Branca and McKendree. That's way left, misses the head pin completely to the left, and leaves the 1-3-6. And that really benefits Newman here. A couple of marks and they'll win the match. Seven-pin lead for Newman, so they will just need a couple of marks to win. Kendry needs to make this. Branca does make it, and that'll force the marks. Again, you're watching the semifinals of the Backhaul Direct Hoosier Classic here live on Bowl TV. Seven on the fill is enough to force Newman to mark. 9 out would be 177 for Newman, and McKendree shot 178. So just needs a mark right here. And gets a strike, so Newman's going to move on to bowl for the title against Wichita State. Wichita State wins 3-2, Newman wins 3-2. And we are gearing up for the championship match here live on Bowl TV. Don't go anywhere. Back after this break.
This live event is brought to you in part by the Yes Fund. The Youth Education Services Fund is a joint initiative of the bowling industry dedicated to development and marketing of youth bowling at all levels. The Yes Fund is generously supported by its founding partners: Brunswick, Columbia 300, Ebonite, 900 Global, Hammer, Cubica AMF, Rotogrid, Storm, and Track. For more information about the Yes Fund, contact Chad Murphy at the Bowling Proprietors Association of America.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Let's go.
Bowl TV has a new address. All of the video features, coaching tips, and live events you've been watching for years are still available on bowl.com, but now there's a new YouTube home for all things bowling. Bowl TV has its own channel, and it's so easy to find. YouTube.com/BowlTV. That's it. And you never know what you'll see. If you've previously been following us on the Grow the Sport channel, it will still be there, but very soon all new videos will only be available on the Bowl TV channel. So please take the time to subscribe today. That way you'll be among the first to know as soon as a new video is posted or a live event gets underway. There are big things happening on Bowl TV. Don't miss a minute. Click on subscribe and let the good times roll.
Goodbye, Joe. Me gotta go, me oh my oh. Me gotta go, pull the pirogue down the bayou. My chili's sweet for me, me oh my oh. Son of a gun, we're gonna have big fun on the bayou.
Get ready to bowl the Bayou in 2012 as the USBC Open Championships heads to the River Center in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Pick guitar, build to jar and Yale. Son of a gun, we're gonna have big fun on the bayou.
Bowlers return to the Cajun capital for the first time since 2005, and the city of Baton Rouge is ready to roll out the red carpet for all bowlers. In the Cajun capital of food and fun, there's something for everyone in Baton Rouge. And with millions of dollars in side games and brackets on the line, there's more than one way to come home a winner. Visit the Open Championships page at bowl.com to reserve your spot.
Son of a gun, we're gonna have big fun on the bayou.
In 2012, the Women's Championships returns to the most prestigious venue in the sport, the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, Nevada. Bowlers are headed back west in 2012, and they will find plenty of off-the-lanes fun in the city of Reno. Downtown Reno has a new sports and entertainment development next to the bowling stadium. If you bowl early in the year, enjoy some of the best skiing in the country. In the spring and summer, Lake Tahoe provides a breathtaking outdoor escape, and championship golf courses are just minutes away. The Reno Sparks Convention and Visitors Bureau, Reno area hotels, and USBC Travel will be there to make sure your team's trip to Reno is a memorable one. And with an expected prize fund of more than $2 million, there's plenty of ways for you to cash in on the lanes. Visit the Women's Championships page of bowl.com and reserve your spot.
And here we go with the start of the women's championship match. It's Wichita State versus Newman for the title at this year's Hoosier Classic. Lindenwood won the men's title a little bit early on today, and now we're down to the final two women's teams. Both teams open with a strike, but now Wichita State with the Greek Church in the second. Gets 4 of the 5 on the Greek Church, so it gets good count, especially considering it was on a strike. So getting 4 there picks up a couple extra pins for Wichita State. Bucket is the leave for Newman here in the second. And that is a spare, so Newman takes an early 12-pin lead. A little late help there for Newman. As she turned around, didn't even see the strike coming. Still a 12-pin lead for the Jets against the Shockers here. That strike cuts it down to 2. So Newman's still up by 2 pins as we're working on the 4th frame here of Game 1 of this best-of-5 championship match. Back-to-back strikes for the Jets as they re-establish that 12-pin lead against the Shockers. Jazriel Tan up now in the 5th for Wichita State, trying to extend the string to 3 in a row and leaves the 10-pin. So a chance for Newman to extend their lead even further here in the 5th. And it's 3 in a row now for the Jets as they take a 23-pin lead. Sixth frame for Wichita State. Comes up light, trips the 4-pin forward for the strike. Does Holly Harris. Holly Harris, a member of Junior Team USA in 2012. Newman looking to extend the string of strikes. Instead, it's the bucket plus a side dish for the lefty. So it's an 18-pin lead for Newman, but Wichita State can cut it down to 8 with a strike here in the 7th by iJams. Wichita State an opportunity to take the lead with a strike right here. Instead, it's a split, the 6-7-10 split for Tanya in the 8th frame. Will keep Newman in the lead. It's a 23-pin lead now for Newman here in game 1. And a bucket in the 8th. They've got to make this spare to maintain that 23-pin lead. Nine frames done for Wichita State. Their max score 212. Newman can still shoot 235. But an open frame by the Jets. So now an 11-pin lead for Newman. And Wichita State looks like they're going to step up first here. If Jazreel Tan can strike out, that would put a tremendous amount of pressure on Newman here in these 9th and 10th frames. And Jazzy gets the first one in the 10th. Crossover strike for Newman. If Jazreel gets this one, forces Newman to throw the first one in the 10th. She didn't like it off her hand and misses the head pin to the right, so things looking good for Newman here. Just need a mark in the 10th to lock up the win in game 1. Great shot, high flush, and Newman's going to take game 1. 198 for Wichita State. And Newman well above that already before that split. They shoot 209. 209, 198 victory for Newman here in game one. Gonna step away real quick, back after this break.
This live event is brought to you in part by the Yes Fund. The Youth Education Services Fund is a joint initiative of the bowling industry dedicated to development and marketing of youth bowling at all levels. The Yes Fund is generously supported by its founding partners: Brunswick, Columbia 300, Ebonite, 900 Global, Hammer, Cubica AMF, Rotogrid, Storm, and Track. For more information about the Yes Fund, contact Chad Murphy at the Bowling Proprietors Association of America.
Game two now underway. Wichita State starting with a 1-2-8 leave. Newman opens up an early lead here of 13 pins after the open frame by Wichita State. If you haven't heard yet, we do have that special broadcast on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to reveal the selections for college bowling's postseason, as well as let you know what sectional each one of those teams has been assigned to. The USBC Collegiate ITC Sectionals Assignment Show on Bowl TV this Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Be sure to tune in right here on Bowl TV. Newman up by 1 pin after 4 frames here in game 2. Newman won game 1, 209 to 198. And looking to take a 2-0 lead in this best of 5 championship match. But a washout by Wichita State. Jazzy Fresh with the spare conversion there, the washout. Didn't lose any count because that 6 came on a strike. Newman still leads by 1 after 5 frames. A strike for Newman as they take a 2-pin lead now with an opportunity to get even more on their next shot. Wichita State can take the lead with a strike right here. 8th frame. Crosses over, gets the Brooklyn. And an open frame by Newman, so Wichita State just took the fast track into the lead. Now washout for the Shockers. .29-pin lead for Wichita State. Open frame for the Shockers in the ninth. And that'll breathe new life into Newman. Big shot here in the ninth for the Jets. Oh, look at that. What a stunning break. Max score for Wichita State as we enter the 10th frame, 189. Newman can shoot 204. Newman working on a double. This one is thrown right out the window, leaves the rail. So now Wichita State's max score 179. And Newman just needs a good count and a spare here to win the game too. And it's a crossover strike. The Brooklyn carries. Back-to-back Brooklyns and 3 strikes in a row. Looks like Newman's going to take a 2-0 lead. Back-to-back Brooklyns. Adds another strike for good measure, and this time it's a little bit closer to the pocket. .202 for Newman. And Wichita State 174. So Newman now up 2-0. Take a quick break. Back in 45 seconds here live on Bowl TV.
This live event is brought to you in part by the Yes Fund. The Youth Education Services Fund is a joint initiative of the bowling industry dedicated to development and marketing of youth bowling at all levels. The Yes Fund is generously supported by its founding partners: Brunswick, Columbia 300, Ebonite, 900 Global, Hammer, Cubica AMF, Rotogrid, Storm, and Track. For more information about the Yes Fund, contact Chad Murphy at the Bowling Proprietors Association of America.
Game 3 underway, and it starts with a strike by Wichita State as they look to step up here and take an early lead before Newman even has a chance to throw a ball. It looks like it's a lineup change here for Wichita State as Tanya's going to go second now. Crosses over, leaves the 5 pin. Second frame for Newman. Crossover strike. They lead by 2 pins now. Open frame for the Shockers. Well, sends the head pin and the 5 pin in front of this 10, but does not knock it over. Missed opportunity for a double there by Newman. Jazreel Tan now bowling in the number 4 position for Wichita State. Oh, an open frame by the Jets. They lead by 1. Kelsey Muther now bowling in the anchor spot for Wichita State, and she delivers a strike for a double. And that gives Wichita State a 9-pin lead. It's an 8-pin lead for Wichita State. They're a couple of frames ahead, though. Newman working in the 5th here. Wichita State already done through 6 frames. That's way right. Leaves the 1-2-4. There's a high flush shot that leaves the 9-pin for Wichita State. a split for Newman in the 6th. So Wichita State in control here in game 3. Pin spins around but does not knock over the 6 pin. It's now a 24-pin lead for Wichita State. Must-win game for the Shockers if they want to try to win the title. They're down 2-0. They need to mount a comeback. Seems as though we may be destined for a game 4 in this one, the way things are heading. That's real tan up now in the 9th. High flush strike for Jazzy Crush. Still a 25-pin lead for Wichita State. Wichita State in the 10th frame right now. Going to shoot 194 with the spare and a strike on the fill. And the best that Newman can shoot is 189, so this is for the shutout. Which does make it. Now that it's mathematically over, we're going to take a commercial break as we wait for them to finish up this game. Back in just a couple of minutes with the start of game number 4 of the women's championship match.
This live event is brought to you in part by the Yes Fund. The Youth Education Services Fund is a joint initiative of the bowling industry dedicated to development and marketing of youth bowling at all levels. The Yes Fund is generously supported by its founding partners: Brunswick, Columbia 300, Ebonite, 900 Global, Hammer, Cubica AMF, Rotogrid, Storm, and Track. For more information about the Yes Fund, contact Chad Murphy at the Bowling Proprietors Association of America.
baby. Yeah, come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Number one, let's go.
Bowl TV has a new address. All of the video features, coaching tips, and live events you've been watching for years are still available on bowl.com, but now there's a new YouTube home for all things bowling. Bowl TV has its own channel, and it's so easy to find. YouTube.com/BowlTV. That's it. And you never know what you'll see. If you've previously been following us on the Grow the Sport channel, it will still be there, but very soon all new videos will only be available on the Bowl TV channel. So please take the time to subscribe today. That way you'll be among the first to know as soon as a new video is posted or a live event gets underway. There are big things happening on Bowl TV. Don't miss a minute. Click on subscribe and let the good times roll.
And we are back now with the start of Game 4. Newman up 2-1. Newman wins this game. They win the title. If Wichita State wins it, and we go to a Game 5. Double for Wichita State to start things off. Third frame for Wichita State, looking for 3 in a row. Leaves the 4 pin. Again, you're watching our live coverage of the Backhaul Direct Hoosier Classic from Western Bowl in Indianapolis. I'm Lucas Wiseman of USBC, and this is the championship match in the women's division. Lindenwood won the men's title earlier today. And this is the women's championship between Newman and Wichita State. Wichita State on the right lane this game in the yellow jerseys. Newman in the red jerseys on the left lane. 20-pin lead for Wichita State now, as Newman closing out the 4th frame. Wichita State getting ready to start the 5th frame. Missed 10-pin by Wichita State in the 5th. Holly Harris with a strike in the 6th. It's a 10-pin lead for Wichita State after 5 frames. Give it a little nudge, doesn't go down though. They're going to have to respot that 6-pin. Newman looking for a double. And they can even it up here. No, leaves the 3-5. Still a 10-pin deficit for Newman. And breaks up the split, so the count will drop it now down to a 12-pin deficit. Now a 9-pin lead for Wichita State after the count there on the spare in the 8th. Important spare here for Wichita State. It's the 1-2-8. Got that sleeper in the back there. Does cover it up. Maintains that 9-pin lead. Newman now 9th frame. Gets that 4 to go down late for the strike. Question on our chat if this is a sport shot. Absolutely. It's one of the hardest shots you can bowl on. It's a little tougher even than the U.S. Open shot. If you know about the U.S. Open shot, that's flat, 1-1. There's not much definition in the pattern, which means it is not forgiving at all. You must make perfect shots to hit the pocket. 9th frame for Wichita State. This one comes up light, leaves the 2-9. Sorry, the 2-8. Boy, sorry, the 4-8. Struggling a bit here to pick up the pins. There's a whole bunch of people in front of me. Oh, look at the 3-pin go down for the double, and Newman takes the lead in the last frame. What a break. Newman now in the driver's seat by 3 pins. Just like that. And now, if Newman strikes on this shot, they win the tournament. A strike and 8 pins, and this thing is over. Through the face, though, gets 6. And the count, very big right there. Only gets 6. If she makes the spare, they shoot 190. Wichita State can go strike spare for 191. Big shot here for Kelsey Muther, anchor bowler for Wichita State. Taking her time. A couple of deep breaths. Here's the delivery. It's high. Gets 8. Right through the face. And that means if Newman makes this spare, they win the title. They would shut him out by 1. Needs all of them. Gets it, and Newman wins the Backhaul Direct Hoosier Classic. 3-1 over Wichita State. So the Newman Jets take home the title at this year's Backhaul Direct Hoosier Classic. Congratulations to the Newman women. and the Lindenwood men on their titles this year at the Hoosier Classic. And appreciate everybody joining us again. Don't forget to tune in on Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time for our special Bowl TV broadcast, where we will announce the teams that made it to the postseason in college bowling and what sectional they've been assigned to. So check it out Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Bowl TV. Thanks for joining us all weekend. We will see you next time here on Bowl TV. Have a great rest of your Sunday evening, everybody.